Hi students, welcome to the new method of learning. Today we will learn the topic on innovative banking practices. Well, what is innovative banking practices? Featuring new ideas and methods in the services rendered by the banks to their customers. As you all know, banks today are providing number of services to the customers. You may be experienced also. So you have used the ATM, you have gone to the bank for depositing amount, or you are using the credit or debit cards. So these are the new services the bank provides to the customers. So that is what we call innovative banking practices. So in the services provided by the banker to their customers, there are a number of services the bank today provides. Some of the services are as usual accepting deposit, lending loans and advances, and offering custodial and other allied services. So accepting deposits. What is a deposit? A deposit account is one where the banker accepts amount from the depositors or the public in one or more installments for safekeeping. So we want our money, hard-earned money, to be kept safe. For that purpose, banks are providing us to safekeep our amount in the various kinds of deposit accounts. So there are different types of deposit accounts, which may be: one is savings bank account, second one is current account, third one is fixed deposit account, and the fourth one is recurring deposit account. What is savings bank account? What is the purpose of savings bank account? The purpose of this account, that means the savings bank account, is to encourage deposit and to save a part of their income for future needs. Well, so we earn money, we accumulate money, and we have to safeguard the money for our future needs. That is why banks have come forward with the different kinds of account. Savings bank account is one among them. We call this account as a SB account. So what are the features of this account? So this account can be opened by any individual. You and me or anyone can open this account. So the minimum deposit of amount is 100, but today banks are so flexible that with the zero balance account also students can open the account. So in some cases banks ask only 20 rupees, in some cases 50 rupees to open the account. Secondly, the depositor must be recommended by a customer of the bank. Well, so when you are going to open an account, you have to be recommended by a customer known to the bank. Say, I am the new customer, I want to open an account in the bank. So what I have to do? I have to go to the bank for requesting for opening the account. So the bank will immediately tell you that, so you have to be recommended by a customer who is known to the bank. So I have to bring a customer who is already having the account in the bank. Secondly, I need to provide a passport size photograph to open the account. So this is a mandatory requirement of the bank now. One is recommendation, the second one is photographs. 2 photographs you have to provide to the banker. Next one, further deposits through cash or check. Once we open the account, we have to deposit in future dates. What we have to do? So either we can deposit cash through using the pay-in slip, or we can use the check leaves for depositing. Another feature of the savings SB account is requires to fulfill minimum balance norm of ₹500. Well, so some of the banks, small banks or the banks which are situated in rural areas, they require ₹500 to be kept as a minimum balance in the bank. But big banks, SBI or ICICI Bank or any other kinds of banks, or the banks which are in cities, they require more amount. Say some requires 1,000, some requires 10,000 amount to open the account. So that is flexible. It is varying from bank to bank. Check leave facility provided to those who need it. Well, so if you want to deposit your money, you can use the pay in slip or deposit slip to pay the money or to deposit the money in the bank. At the same time, if you need a checkbook facility, you have to remember that minimum balance to be kept to rupees 500 or 1,000 as the banker says. So your account can be, the transactions can be carried out using the check leaf. Withdrawals through withdrawal slip or check. So if you want to withdraw money or take the amount from the bank, you can use the withdrawal slip, or again you can give the check if you have the checkbook facility. For the SB account, interest allowed to the customers usually 3 to 4%, but varies from bank to bank. Usually for the SB account, banks allow you 3 to 4% interest. But this again changes from bank to bank. Well, another type of account is current account. Bank receives a major portions of deposit from business and corporate houses under this account. Well, the current account is usually operated by, or the responsibility or the chances to open the current account is given to businessmen, industrial houses and various corporate houses, or any other persons who are having the authority. Okay. So, as the purpose of this account is convenience and money is payable to the customers on demand, the current account is also called demand draft. So, because the current account, businessmen, what is the type of account they are having? Number of transactions they are having? Numerous transactions on a day they are carrying out in the bank, with the bank. So, sometimes they need immediate money. So, they go to the bank and they withdraw money. Sometimes they have a huge money in the hand. So, they immediately go to the bank and deposit the same money in the bank. So, the purpose is convenience. The customer, that means the current account holder, is convenience for him. That is why on demand, if that is not what is it, like a SB account or FD account, it is not unique. So, in the current account, whenever he needs the money or customer needs the money, he goes and takes back on demand. That is why this kind of account, current account, is also called a demand deposit. We'll see what are the features of current account. Usually opened by industrialist, businessmen, corporate houses and public authorities who has numerous and frequent banking transactions. Yes, I have already discussed about this one. So, this account is opened by industrialist, businessmen, corporate houses and public authorities who has numerous and frequent banking transactions. Second one, passport size photograph and recommendation is mandatory. See, this current account holder is having a large number of transactions. Okay, so he needs a checkbook facility. Okay, so one who needs a checkbook facility, it is very important to the customer to give a recommendation. Somebody has to recommend him to the banker to open the account. And also the passport size photograph is very, very necessary. Because, let me give an example. I am a customer of the bank and I am a current account holder. I need to pay money to Mr. X. So, what I do? I give a check to Mr. X. Say, for example, I have to owe 50,000 rupees to him. So, I write a check and give it to Mr. X. What happens later? The person, Mr. X, goes to the bank and produce the check to the bank. When he produces the check to the bank, he finds that there is no money. So what happens is I am cheating Mr. X, because without having the balance in my account, I had given a check to Mr. X. So it is easy for me to issue the check. But when he goes to the bank, it is difficult for him to get the money, because I have cheated him that he was not knowing. Only when he produces the check, he came to know. So, to track this or trace this one, to track the fault made by the customer is need to recommended by a person who is known to the banker. Especially, he must have the account in the bank. And plus 2 photographs. So what happens in case I am a fraud, the banker will catch hold of the recommender. At the same time, my photographs are given, wide publicity is given in the various kinds of media, different types of media, maybe to the television, maybe to the newspapers. So the photographs is coming to help at that cause. So that is the necessity of giving the passport size photograph and the recommendation. I hope you got the point. Next feature is operation of the account is through check and pay in slip. As in the case of SB account, this account is also operated through the check and pay in slip. Checkbook is used, check leaf is used for depositing or withdrawing, and pay in slip is used for depositing the cash. There is no interest allowed to the current account balances. Well, so current account holder will not be given any interest to the amount which is there in their account. Rather, bank charges certain fee based on the number of ledger pages utilized by the customer during the accounting year. Because many number of times the customer goes to the bank for depositing or withdrawing. So many ledger pages have been utilized by the customer. That is why if nominal charges will be charged on the customer himself instead of giving the interest. There won't be any interest paid to the customer, but a small fee will be charged to the customer for maintaining his account. The account holder may make any number of transactions in a day by using a check or a pay-in slip. Well, the third kind of or next kind of account is that is deposit account is fixed deposit account. Yeah. So all of you are very aware that FD account is very popularly known to everyone rather than fixed deposit account. So what is the fixed deposit account? Banks pay maximum interest on a fixed deposit account because we keep our money on fixed deposit for a definite period of time. So what happens? The bank earns money, at the same time the customer also earns money. How the customer earns money? Customer is earning money by getting the interest provided by the bank. So usually banks will give 6 to 7% interest. Well, so how the banks earn revenue out of this one? So the amount collected from the bank, from the customer, that will be reinvested elsewhere by the bank, because they know correctly that definite period of time the customer won't come to collect the money. So during those periods, our amount can be reutilized for depositing elsewhere or for investing elsewhere by the banker, so that they can also earn the revenue. Not only that, the amount collected from the fixed deposit can be used for lending loans, lending advances by the banker. So this is the way in which they earn the revenue. So you are also gainer, I am also gainer. The banker also gaining, the customer also gaining by the FD account, or that is a fixed deposit account. This account is called a time deposit because we are keeping our money in the safe custody for a definite period of time. That is why it is called a time deposit. So let us see what are the features of the FD account or fixed deposit account. It provides security for the amount. How FD account provides security? So instead of keeping the money at home, we are keeping in the bank. So the amount in the banker is secure. So that is how it provides a security. The depositor earns a fairly good and steady level of income. Yeah, so the bank provides 6 to 7% interest to the customer. So we earn money there. The deposit earns a fairly good or steady level of income. Introduction of customer and photographs are not required. Yeah, so here the account is not operated through the check. Yes, so we go and keep it safe custody of the bank. That is why we need not give a photograph or the recommendation. With our money, we are going to keep it the safe custody of the banker. So photograph is not necessary. Recommendation from the known customer is also not necessary. Amount is deposited for a fixed period of time, which may extend from a few days to a few years. Yeah. So another feature of the FD account is it can be deposited for a fixed period of time. Say for example 6 months or 1 year or 3 years or 5 years, like that. So for a fixed period of time we are going to deposit our money, and for a few days to few years. You can keep for 30 days, you can keep for 6 months, you can keep for 1 year, or you can keep for 5 years or so. Minimum days to fixed deposit is 30 days and maximum can be any number, as I said. So 30 days also you can keep, or you can keep for 5 years also. Minimum amount to be deposited is 50 and there is no maximum limit. So how much you have to deposit to keep in the FD? Minimum is 50 and you can put any number of money. So you are having 50,000, you can keep in the FD. You are having 5 lakhs, you can keep in the FD. So there is no maximum limit, but minimum must be 50 rupees. The bank gives FD receipt to the customer upon deposit. Well, what is the proof for your deposit in the bank? Okay, so when you are going to borrow loan, the bank will ask you various kind of securities. So when your money is kept in the bank, what is the proof that you are deposited the money in the bank? That is why bank will provide you a fixed deposit receipt. Well, this fixed deposit receipt will contain the name of the customer, the date on which you have deposited the amount, then how much amount you have deposited, for what period, that means for 30 days or for 1 year or 5 years, and what is the maturity date, when your amount will be matured, and what is the interest rate provided. So these are the details provided in the FD receipt. Remember, you have to keep the receipt, because on the maturity date, you have to get back your amount plus interest. That is why you have to keep the receipt very safely, and on the maturity date, you have to provide this FD receipt. Only after providing the FD receipt, the banker will provide you the money plus the interest, principal plus interest. Usually banks pay 6 to 7% interest to the FD and 1% extra to the senior citizens. Well, so usually for FD now, because all the interest rates are slashed, the 6 to 7% interest will be given by the banker for the FD, that is fixed deposit. So 1% extra will be given to senior citizens. Who are senior citizens? Who are the 60 years old and above. So 1% extra for them. If the bank gives 6% interest for FD, for the senior citizen they are giving is 7%. If the bank is providing you 7% interest, for the senior citizens it is 8%. So like this. This deposit is also called time deposit, as these deposits are for a fixed period of time. I already explained this earlier. The amount can be withdrawn only after the maturity period. Okay, so when you have kept the FD for 30 days, after completing 30 days only you have to get the amount. Say for example, today is April 17. So you are keeping it for 1 year. You can get back your amount only after April 17 in 2021. So this is how you can get the money on the maturity period. Well, the last kind of account under this chapter is a recurring deposit account. This is also a kind of a deposit account, recurring deposit account, popularly called as you, me, everyone, RD account. RD account is a recurring deposit account. What is recurring deposit account? Recurring again and again, again and again. Well, so that means the same amount will be kept in the bank or deposited in the bank every month. Well, these are the accounts where the depositor deposits a fixed sum of money every month for a specific interval of time, that is usually every month. This now I have explained it. The accumulated means pooled, gathered. The accumulated amount along with the accrued interest is paid back to the depositor on the completion of a specific period of time. So, if you are going to open the recurring deposit account for 1 year, say for example, every month you deposit 100 rupees. So, that means 12 months, the same amount every month you have to deposit. And after completing the 12 months, this amount you have deposited plus the interest will be given back to you by the banker. As the amount is accumulated or collected as a huge sum at the end of the maturity date, this account is also called a cumulative deposit. It means every month same amount will be accumulated or pooled up or gathered, and this amount will be taken back as a lump sum, big amount. That is why it is called a cumulative deposit. Another name to the current, that is RD account, is a cumulative deposit. Well, we will look at the features of the recurring deposit account. Any individual can open this account. I can also open, you can also open, your friend can also open, your parents can also open. So it is open to all. Anyone can open the RD account. Introduction and photograph is not necessary here, because this account is also not operated through check. Any account which requires a check, then we need a photograph and recommendation. So in case of fixed deposit account and also in case of a recurring deposit account, the check is not involved, so photograph is not required, recommendation is not required. A fixed sum of money is deposited every month uniformly for a definite period of time. Say, I have given an example. For example, 500 rupees you are every month you are depositing. Today is April 17th, and for 1 year you are depositing the amount. That means up to next April 17th you have to deposit the same amount. 500 means 500 every month. Okay. So the period of deposit may differ from 3 months to 120 months. You can deposit for 3 months or you can deposit for 120 months. It is up to you how many years or how many months you would like to keep the RD account. Account can be opened with a minimum balance of ₹10. Okay, so this is very helpful to the people who are doing hard work, and then a part of their money they are saving. That means that is why minimum amount is kept, 10 rupees. Every month 10 rupees you pay. So this, after the end of the maturity period, a big amount will be there, will be accumulated. So this may come to help for any purpose. Okay, so that is why this RD account is very helpful. You can also open the account as a student. You may be given pocket money by the parents. So out of the pocket money, you spend some amount, but some amount you are keeping. So you can open the RD account. You can open account, and every year, every month, 50 rupees you put in the RD account. So by the end of your third year, you complete the 3 years in your college. By the end of the third year, you can get a large amount of money, which you can give gift to your parents, or you can buy something for you, or you can use it for higher education, anything. So that is the advantage of having the RD account. Depositor is given a passbook upon which entries are made on every deposit. Well, for opening the RD account, what is the proof? So, bank will give you a passbook. In the passbook, your name will be there. That means your customer name will be there. The date on which you have opened the account will be entered, and how much amount every month you are paying, that is also entered, plus the maturity date. What is the interest provided by the banker? Usually, bank will provide you again every 6 to 7% interest. So on maturity date, you will get the principal amount plus the interest allowed to you. So a huge sum will be collected by you. So these are the different features of the RD account. Shall we sum up? So the bank will provide different kinds of services to the customers. The various services provided by the banker to their customer is one is accepting deposit, second one is lending loans and advances, and third one is offering custodial services and other allied services. Among the various types of deposit accounts, one is SB account, which is also called personal account. The second one is current account or current deposit, which is also called demand deposit. The third one is FD, fixed deposit account, which is also called time deposit. And the last one is a recurring deposit account, which is also known as the cumulative deposit account. Thank you. I hope you got the idea. And if any clarifications are there, we will meet you on the online, that is in the group. We have created a group. Through that, we will discuss various doubts and points and the various questions. Thank you.